Today, I want to talk about Medik8. So, I've started using this brand about 4 or 5 months ago, and I wasn't sure what I think about it. Honestly, I bought it all myself, and um, I think I have a mixed perspective on this brand, which I want to share today. And this review is also inspired by my conversation with my beautician. When I was doing my last facial, we spoke about it, and her perspective was that it's not really good, or more to say, what she likely, I think she put very right. She said, it's not the worst out there. And in this review, I'm going to talk about what I think about their formulations, ingredients, and if I think it's really worth it. Because I spend a lot of time researching what beauty products I buy, I spend my own money, and I want results, but for me it's also important that I enjoy using the actual products. So I'm going to start talking about the moisturizing toner. So daily refresh balancing toner. I really like a toner. After I wash my face every morning, every evening, for me to feel that my face is clean and ready to have makeup on, or just to go to sleep before I put anything else, I want a toner. I've tried many, and I've tried expensive ones, I've tried cheap ones, probably hundreds of them. And when I choose a toner, I think for me it's always a bit of a challenge between having a toner which has a lot of active ingredients, because I use a lot of creams and serums with active ingredients, but also when I choose a toner, I think I want it to be something I don't feel like I'm wasting on my face, because in the end of the day, I'm going to put it on a cotton pad, I will wipe my face and I will throw it away. So it doesn't feel like it's going to stay. For example, some products I buy are lotions, and I also use lotion in my routine. And lotion is something I apply with hands, and I feel like I use product in full because it stays on my face. But my challenge with toners, I don't like when they have too many ingredients. For example, there are many glycolic toners, exfoliating toners, because I think it will overload my skin, because I use retinol, vitamin C. And then my concern is also that, let's say, the toner is too irritating for my skin. So also, I don't want to dry my skin. Many toners have alcohol in them, and maybe it's just my bias, but I'm very, very skeptical when makeup products or cosmetics, when they have alcohol in them. So that's why I actually decided to buy this one. It doesn't have any alcohol in the ingredients list, and I thought the ingredients list was actually pretty good. Look, it has niacinamide, it has aloe vera, it has chamomile, flower water. I thought it was pretty good when I read about it, and because I thought it says hydrating, I thought it's going to be really nice. So it comes in this package, easy to open, relatively easy. I personally prefer everything with a pump. I just don't like this sort of a style. For me, it's a little bit of a let's say cheap packaging, and I'm generally actually not crazy about Medik8 packaging. Anyway, so I apply this toner with a cotton pad, and I want to talk a little bit about the cotton pad. So this is my favorite cotton pad ever. I buy it from Olive Young, from Korea. This is the brand called Silkot. I actually think it's Japanese brand, but they do a Korean version. I think it's incredible. First time I discovered this type of cotton pads was when I went to Asia, Korea and Japan, and they use this type of cotton everywhere. Obviously, this one is a very fluffy one. We often use the thinner ones, but I think it's incredible. And it's so gentle, it's like really silky on the skin. If you are a big fan of good cotton pads, I do recommend to buy Japanese or Korean cotton pads. They're literally next level. I don't think I can go back to regular cotton pads anytime soon. Right, so here we go. The toner, it's transparent, and here I am applying it on a cotton. So here we go. Right. So what I usually do after I wash my face, I just wipe the cotton everywhere on my face. And it does have a bit of a weird smell, but it doesn't stay on your face. I'm not crazy about this smell, so I don't mind it. All right, I have a very reactive skin. Some call it sensitive, but I've been told where it's more reactive. So every time I touch it, it gets a bit red. It is what it is. Right, so here we go. I really like to also use it around my ears, just to have this feeling that my face is completely clean. So what do I think about this product? On one hand, it is relatively gentle. I don't feel any alcohol in it, but at the same time, I don't feel my face is hydrated. Actually, as it starts to dry, I feel like my face is starting to get very dry and very stiff, and I start to feel desperate, but I want to put something else on my face. So honestly, I'm not going to be buying this toner again, and it's fine if you just want to wipe your face, but it really has no hydration, and I don't like the design. So it's a no from me. Okay, the next product I want to talk about is Clarity Peptides. So I was very interested in finding a serum which has this healing property, and I will be very honest, I read lots of studies which talk about peptides, that they are sort of a injection-free Botox. And of course I really like this idea, because I don't want to do Botox, or I don't know, maybe I'm not there yet, but I'm a bit scared, right? You inject something in your face, and there are so many creepy stories about people having reacted badly to Botox. And also, I find it a bit weird, right? When people talk and you can see their face is not moving. Anyway, so I was very, very curious to see if it really works, if it relaxes your muscle, which we promise. And it also has niacinamide, which many studies say it is good for oily and skin which has visible pores, like my skin does. So again, I really don't like this design. What is this? Like, what is this? Now I have to squeeze it. Okay, so I squeeze it like this. Okay, I'm not crazy about this. Why we couldn't put a pump on it, right? Why? It's very weird. Okay, anyway, so the texture is very light. It's something between light gel and cream, and it has a little bit of a salty smell to it, which is okay. It doesn't stay on the face. Do I like it? Am I crazy about it? No. And the problem is, now I have applied it on my face. I'm going to wait a little bit, but it doesn't give you much of a texture. It is very, very light. So your face feels a little bit sticky after that. Honestly, I really not a fan of sticky cosmetics, because look, imagine I want to put a face cream after that and then foundation. Sticky layers, they sometimes don't work particularly well with makeup on top, and I don't like, why would my face feel sticky? And I don't like the design. Have my muscles stopped moving? I'm not sure about that. Do I feel like my face has relaxed? I don't really feel that. And I don't like the design. So I'm not sure how good this serum is, and that's a no for me. I'm not going to be buying it again. Right, the next product, I think it's around the same line, is the Eyelift Peptides. Ooh, I really like it as well. I thought, now I'm starting to get lines under my eyes. I'm going to try the eye serum. And I think this one, this is the product I feel the most skeptical about. First of all, what is this design? So the cap is very difficult to remove, right? I apply pressure, I can't take it off. If I try to take it from like the top part, the plastic bits, they start to cut into my hand, which is very painful and uncomfortable. Okay, here we go. Now I managed to remove it. Okay, now how do I press it? It's very inconvenient. Even though I like a pump, I think this design is really not very thoughtful of consumers, because it's actually very uncomfortable, so it always cuts into my hand when I apply it. I do not know why we've done it. Again, it's very painful. So here we go. This is the product. I'm gonna do a second pump. Here we go. Very weird texture. It's very kind of gooey and sticky. I'm not sure what I think about this texture. Not very aesthetically pleasing. But when okay, if it works, I would be very happy. So here we go. I apply it under my eye, and Jesus Christ, it really smells like I'm having a shot of vodka right now. And I checked, it does has alcohol in ingredients list. So again, I am really not sure why they've added so much alcohol. And I think, let me see if I have ingredient list here. We don't have it on this one, but it smells really strongly. I won't be surprised if you check ingredient list and it will be very high, because ingredients, they have this declining order. So whichever ingredients are listed first, they're going to be the most common ingredients. They will have the highest percentage. Again, this serum, I really don't like it. I don't like the texture. I don't like how alcoholic it smells. It smells like literally I'm applying vodka on my face. And I also, I'm not keen on the design. Design is awful. But wait, I have the worst thing. So I tried to apply it under my makeup. It rolls everything. If you apply any makeup on top of the serum, everything starts to go into these little lumps of foundation, of your powder. It's a disaster. Like, it literally cannot be used underneath of any makeup, which I really don't like it. So yeah, that is a no for me. Okay, now I'm going to talk about a product which is a vitamin C serum. And that one I actually think has the best design. So first of all, look, it's very convenient, made out of glass, which actually is on a product which feels premium. It also has pump design, which I think is really convenient. And it's 20% vitamin C, which I think is a good level of percentage. And I've used SkinCeuticals for a long time. I used the vitamin C serums. And what I don't like about SkinCeuticals, you have to use a droplet to apply it, which I find very annoying, and it really stinks. It makes your face smell like hot dog. Why? It is, I understand that's a chemical reaction, but really I don't want that. So because I think we have ferulic acid, I think that's the ingredient which makes it smell, and I think, maybe it's a little bit silly of me, but I really like skincare to smell nice, especially when you pay so much money for it. Why would you want to smell this thing? And I know we want results, but we also want an experience. I know we want everything, right? So this serum, vitamin C, so easy to pump, right? And very good design. So what happens when the product is out? It has a cream-like texture, which I actually think is really nice. So this cream-like texture is very easy to apply on your face, and it smells like orange. It has this citrusy smell, which is actually really lovely. And the texture is pleasant. It's like cream. So I think some people might even find it's enough and they don't need to apply any moisturizer on top. I personally still apply moisturizer and of course SPF, but I actually think this is probably the best product I've tried from Medik8 via vitamin C. So I highly recommend to consider trying this product from Medik8 if you like vitamin C. Vitamin C is great, right? It's this antioxidant which prevents aging. It's really good if you have acne scars, acne spots like I do. It makes them look lighter. It's also generally good for pigmentation, for making skin tone evener, and I actually think it's a very pleasant and nice product to use. And for me, using skincare, it's all about joy. So I really like this product. I think it's great. Okay, so the next product I want to talk about is the eye serum. And I'm on a second bottle of this. I've purchased it before and I bought it again. I've tried many serums, expensive ones, cheap ones, and often with eye serums, my problem is I don't see any difference, but also I don't like the texture. You want eye serum to go well under your eye cream, under your makeup, but you also want some results. For me, I think I'm very much interested in preventing eye lines and also avoiding any puffiness around eyes. So the key ingredient here is retinoate. This is a variation of vitamin A. And Medik8 claims what research shows what this ingredient is more effective than traditional retinol. And I do use traditional retinol, and I have used it before, and I did see a great effect of traditional retinol. So that sounds very tempting, right? To say that something which you use is not the most effective thing, and if you buy this, this is more effective. So why I purchased this eye serum for the second time? I purchased it for the second time because I like the texture. So let me show you. Okay, so it has this pump, right? I'm actually haven't used this new bottle. Oh, here we go. So the design is, I think it's relatively convenient, right? It has this little closure bit, and it's actually more hygienic, right? It's a pump and eye serum. You want it to be quite hygienic. So I do like the texture. Similar to the vitamin C, this eye serum is very rich. It has a cream-like texture, which I like because when I apply any skincare, I want to feel like it stays on my face. So this is relatively nice. You shouldn't apply it on your eyelid, but you can apply it on the upper eye and lower eye, of course. So again, I don't think there was crazy much of results. I used it for 3 months, but I think it has a nice texture and it didn't irritate my eyes in any way. I found it very comfortable. And of course, when you use any retinal products, any vitamin A products, you always need to apply sunscreen. It's a must in any case. And I wear sunscreen every day. So I thought this was pretty good. The design is overdone, I think. I think, it's obviously more convenient than some of the other products, but it comes in a box, and then you have to unbox it, and there are many layers. And I think if we talk about sustainability so much, and I always find it's very surprising, a lot of skincare has so much packaging which you end up throwing away, which is a bit of a shame. And at the same time, premium skincare, you do want it to be in a packaging, but you don't want it to be in a too much packaging. Anyway, I think it's one of the better eye serums I have tried. The last product I want to talk about is the Crystal Retinal. I think it's the super popular product, right? I think everyone talks about it. It's everywhere online, and because it has so many reviews, so many people talk about it, but is the reason why I decided to try it. So the design is a bit of a mixed bag. Like I said before, I find this tube style not the most comfortable, but because it's a bit bigger of an eye serum, I think it's more comfortable to use. So it has this very bright sort of yellow-orangey texture color, which again, I think it's very similar with what you get with traditional retinol, but it's very, very orange. My only concern with that, if you have white bedding like I do, it might color your bedding. So you need to be careful. Maybe on the nights you use it, you have to be careful. Okay, so obviously beyond the color, I think it has a very nice sort of sweet floral powdery scent, which is pleasant because if you use any traditional retinol products, you know, they stink, right? They work, but they stink. So this one is 20, Crystal Retinol 20. I generally don't think it's something you use every night. You need to use it a few times a week. And I think it's okay. Is it as amazing as traditional retinol products? For me personally, no. Maybe for others it will be. But again, my biggest criticism here is the color. It's very dark and it's going to color light clothes and white bedding, which is not very nice. And it is good, but I'm still thinking I might go to my traditional retinols. So 50-50, but still, you know, it's an option. So what do I think about Medik8 as a brand overall? I think it's definitely on a better spectrum than many other brands out there. I don't think it is close to necessary as the premium segment. And their price positioning is not the most expensive, but they're also not cheap. However, what I find interesting, we often are discounted, right? They sell across many channels, many shops, physical stores, and there's always some offer, some discount. And from brand positioning perspective, when you can always buy something on sale, I think it cheapens the brand, and it also makes you question, is it really that premium, or is it a little bit overpriced? On the other hand, I really like what they put a lot of scientific research, they put studies on their website, and they explain how the product works. I think it's important. Many brands today, we don't talk about their formulations. They just give you a list of ingredients and they say, oh, it will do some sort of anti-aging or acne, or they will prevent acne, but how, they don't explain. So for me, the scientific research, I think, is probably the reason why I decided to try this brand. But again, many products, like I said today, they disappointed me. I didn't like them. But if you want to try something from Medik8, I probably would recommend you either to try the vitamin C serum, because I actually think it's nice, it's well designed, and it's a product I can imagine myself buying again. And similarly, the Retinal day and night eye serum, because I think it has a nice texture, it goes well on the makeup, and it's actually something which I think is better from their range. I'm not as crazy about other products, and I think honestly, maybe if I find better options, I will not buy it again. And maybe the whole hype and success of this brand everyone is talking about, I think it could be more of a marketing and this science-based approach, which I think is a very trendy thing. And as consumers, I think we're very it's very easy to inspire us to want a brand because we put so much behind their marketing. But maybe not all of that is true, and maybe so much conversation around this brand is more of a strategy rather than reality. So here we go. This is my story with Medik8. And you know what, at the end of the day, one product I'm definitely going to buy again is going to be my cotton from Korea. Cotton pads from Korea. They are amazing. This is the best product I have.